Whitelists, the best and easiest way to practically ensure a guaranteed mint slot for the most hyped upcoming NFT projects. And if you actually manage to play your cards right, this can actually mean a fantastic return on your investment where you could possibly 4x, 5x, 10x, or 20x your initial investment for, in this case, the actual mint fees, as we've seen with a bunch of recent projects such as More Than Gamers, Clone X, Psychedelic Anonymous, and also Prime Ape Planet, just to name a few examples. So if you choose your project correctly, this could practically mean guaranteed gains. Well, obviously there is no such thing as guaranteed gains within the market, but this is the closest thing to it. And using some of these exact techniques that I'm going to cover throughout this video can make you tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in a matter of just a few months. Or if you do it correctly and everything goes your way, you can even achieve it in one single month. So in this massively value-packed video, we're going to take a look at a bunch of different strategies, how you can ensure to get your hands on some of these very, very juicy whitelist spots that I personally used, or also some of the additional best possible options, how you can get on practically every single whitelist that you want. So make sure you stick through the very end to not miss out on a single piece of value. And if you guys do enjoy this video and you're new to my channel, my name is Whitelist, and on this channel we talk about anything that has to do with massive life-changing money-making opportunities, primarily focusing on NFTs, crypto gaming, metaverse, the whole main narrative that can actually create generational wealth right now within this market. And if that is of any interest, I'd love for you to stick around. First things first, we want to preface what is actually a whitelist in the first place. Well, what we can see is with a lot of different projects, as we've seen in the past, such as, for example, one of the most hyped up projects that there are to this date is actually Hypebeast. They're not going to be doing a typical mint as we've known it, where you have potentially only a public sale, or first a private sale and then a public sale. In this case, their sale is going to be entirely private, so only for Hypelist members. So that's practically their equivalent of the whitelist. So in this case, you have to provide value within the community to get access to this whitelist. So this means everyone that is on their Hype list actually gets a free slot for them to get a guaranteed mint of a Hypebeast, which is going to be a very, very valuable commodity item, which is going to be a very, very valuable NFT. And if you're curious how valuable this NFT is going to be, definitely check out this separate video I've dedicated for this exact topic. And this being said, with a lot of hyped up drops, you can see that a lot of these whitelists are going to be very hard to come across and come by, because everyone wants to get their hands on a project that could go 10, 20x and multiply their investment very quickly. And due to a lot of these projects being hyped up, as we're going to cover a few throughout this video, a lot of people want to get their hands on, and therefore the public sale is going to be swamped with bots and additional players that are going to outbid and outspend you on gas, practically making it impossible for the average investor to get their hands on the actual public sale mint. And therefore whitelist and private sales and pre-sales are going to be a lot more lucrative for the normal investor to get their hands on, because this can be a life-changing opportunity if you manage to get lucky and get into one of these whitelists such as the Hypelist. Because some of the most sought after and in-demand projects in the near future are going to be Hypebeast, interfaces, or WGIM interfaces, or alternatively Invisible Friends. Everyone wants to get their hands on this NFT because it's going to be extremely valuable after they launch, multiplying their investment by 4, 5, 10, 20x as we've established previously. And everyone wants to get this because this is practically the closest thing they can get to guaranteed profits, because with such in-demand and hyped up projects, it's hard not to make money when flipping these NFTs. And for example, if you focus on 2 to 4 of the right projects per month and really grind these out, try your best to get on these whitelists, this could mean some astronomical gains for you. As if we take a look at, for example, at one of the most recent drops, the Prime Ape Planet, which is currently sitting at a very juicy floor price of 2.3 Ethereum for under less than 48 hours reveal. And the actual mint price for this was 0.25 Ethereum plus gas. So only less than 48 hours after the initial public sale and also the private sale for all whitelist members, you practically managed to 10x your initial investment, which is absolutely fantastic, because this is approximately $9,000 worth from a merely $1,000 investment, not including gas. So for example, if you manage to mint 2 of these Prime Apes, for example, and then you're sitting at between 4 and 5 Ethereum, and you manage to take part in 2 type of these similar return on investment projects, you're sitting at roughly 10 or 8 to 10 Ethereum, which is absolutely mind-blowing money, even up to $40,000 just from 1 month's work, if you manage to be so lucky and manage to play your cards right and grind this out. So therefore, whitelists are extremely, extremely valuable, and therefore the market is somewhat overflooded. There's a monopoly taking place where everyone wants to get their hands on these juicy whitelist spots for some of these upcoming drops. Now, before diving into each individual tactic, how you get onto specific whitelists, we have to preface that each whitelist and each whitelist criteria from each individual project will be actually vaguely different from each individual project. Like for example, if we take a look at Prime a Planet, you can see the exact whitelist criteria is right here. How to get whitelist. Our goal is to create an amazing community full of people who help each other, have real conversations, and contribute to the project. Community heroes, therefore we only keep an eye on the general chat to see which of the community members are genuinely helping each other and having real conversations. Every day we will randomly reward 100 community members who have shown this act of kindness with a whitelist spot that guarantees you to mint a unique Prime Ape NFT. PS, we see the people who invite friends, that also counts as contributing. Also, don't spam in chat, etc. And here again, we choose quality over quantity, and there it goes a little bit further of what they're actually giving out for each individual whitelist criteria. So keep in mind, each individual group, each individual Discord, Twitter, whatever, every NFT project will value different criteria for each individual whitelist. So that is something to keep in mind when covering and talking about these whole whitelist criteria. So for some whitelists, you'll have to grind out the levels, be genuinely active within the chat. You'll also have to do some invites, maybe something even extra level, like create some awesome community artwork, or just go even the extra next notch, as we can see with Hapepiece, because there's such a big demand for the whitelist that you'll have to do some extra next level stuff. And in general, the number one premise that you can go by: provide value to the community, and that practically equals you a whitelist spot. And my tip to you is stand out from the crowd, be creative, do something extraordinary that really helps the founders and creators remember your name, that you really contribute to this community, to the project. Provide some value. Those are the general tips that you can get from right off the bat that can help you in the best case scenario to get on as many whitelists as possible. If you go the extraordinary level, provide as much value as you can, that's practically going to ensure you a whitelist spot. Now let's talk about the each individual tactics. We're going to start off by talking about where the most whitelists are actually given away, and that is through the Discord activity within the community. Now we've talked about it. Provide value within this community. Now this can come in form of whether you are active. Some actual Discords prefer you to be a specific level. As we can see for this example, for this project, Meta Equal Club, you have to reach at least level 50 by interacting within the community, by staying active within the chat. Those are very high level requirements, not really typical for a whitelist scenario, but you have to reach level 50 to be credible for a whitelist spot. So in some cases, you might have to grind out the levels, as it is for this particular whitelist. In some cases, it also helps be extremely In some cases, it obviously always helps to be extremely early to specific projects and become somewhat of an OG member, as you can see with an OG Hape right here on the right-hand side. Now, this isn't always possible, as you always have to be one of the first members to get in it, and that doesn't always translate automatically to an automatic whitelist spot. But what you can practically do in the early stages of a Discord group or community, the entry requirements for a whitelist spot, because they want to fill them up relatively quickly at first, ensure some early demand for the actual whitelist. They're going to be giving them out fairly easily, whether you're an OG member, only need maybe like 5 invites or 3 levels. So practically this is low effort work, and you can do this for projects that you seem are relatively promising and are still small and ready to blow up. Beyond that, you can just be helpful throughout, whether they do some different quiz nights, be active within there, or just help by answering some long in-depth questions or writing some paragraphs that really help out the community and just staying active within the community. Or alternatively, you can take place in whitelist giveaways that do occasionally happen within Discords. Now, talking about some next level things that you can actually do within the Discord community that can really increase your chances of getting on the whitelist, as we can see within the Azuki group, a project that I've covered in the recent video. You can see these guys have provided some insane artwork that they've worked on and created themselves, inspired by this Azuki project. And a lot of projects actually really insist on the community doing some kind of work in form of artwork and showing off that they really are passionate about this project. And these type of artworks and this type of dedication and effort can really help you out and come a long way to give you the whitelist access that you so desperately want. So if you're somewhat artistic, this is definitely a great option. Now, this can come of different various forms and sizes. This can go through illustrations, comic book style, Photoshop designs, video animations, whatever you name it. Or it can be like some kind of costumes, because I think we even had a Halloween Hate Beast costume celebration. So the ones with the best Hate Beast costume actually managed to get on a whitelist, in this case, the Hate list. Another very important aspect is going to be voice chats. Now, voice chats are often not very crowded with too many members within the actual voice chat as there are within general chat. Not too many people are spamming. And in the voice chat, you can really shine and make a name for yourself by really pairing your voice, first of all, with your actual avatar picture and your name, so people and the mods and the also founders can actually pair your whole voice and knowledge and see where you're actually coming from. By being active within the voice chat, by answering some solid questions or even asking some solid questions, this can really come a long way. If you're active in practically every single voice chat that takes place, it really isn't a lot of effort and a lot of work, and you can really improve your relationship building within the actual group. The last point that I want to cover in terms of Discord is going to be talking about VAs and Discord bots. Now, this is another way that you can actually manage to grind up the levels and practically without doing it yourself, because let's be honest, not everyone has 12, 14, 16 hours to really grind out the levels and be constantly active within Discord. Some people have to go to school, some people have college work, other people have normal day-to-day jobs, parents, whatever. It's not for everyone. Not everyone has this time to really grind this out. So in my opinion, it's not really the best thing for the community. I just want to bring awareness that you can actually do this, because you can simply hire a very cheap virtual assistant on Upwork, pay him a few dollars per hour just to stay active within Discord, answer a few questions, and that pretty much takes care of the job. Obviously, it won't work in all cases. Now let's talk about Twitter and other social media. Now, obviously, whitelist bots aren't only given away within the Discord server. They are also given away amongst other social media platforms, including on also predominantly on Twitter. On Twitter, you'll see a lot of different influencers or different sites or different NFT projects, or even the same NFT projects host a bunch of different whitelist giveaways where you just simply have to follow this and this account, like, share, retweet, whatever, just practically engage within the content, and then you enter your spot within the giveaway. So in this case, it's going to be the best case possible to take part in as many different giveaway spots as you can to obviously increase your chances. And the smaller the page, or the smaller the followers, or the smaller the influencer that is doing this actual whitelist giveaway, the higher your chances are. But these tend to get thousands of reactions depending on the actual project. And on top of that, just try to be as active as you simply can on Twitter, especially if you're focused on a single project. Like, comment, retweet, quote retweet, anything that you can do to gain awareness at this actual project. Also, formulate some good questions or answer some good questions within the comment section. Create some good threads surrounding these particular topics. This could increase your chances of getting seen and being visible by these founders, even if you don't have a significant follower count. It really shows that you're passionate and dedicated and very interested in this particular project. So the most important thing is to focus that the founders can actually remember your name and see that you're active and contributing to the community. Next up, I want to talk about different sorts of alpha groups. Now, alpha groups can come in all different shapes, sizes, and forms, such as, for example, if you have the GRNY Club official NFT Mint Pass. So this way, if you have access to this Mint Pass, some different slots with partnered up projects will give you a specific amount of whitelist spots. So if you're a JRNY Club official member, you have an increased chance of minting this particular project if they've partnered up together. So practically, it's a ticket more or less that costs you currently 2 Ethereum. Some projects are worth more, some projects are worth less. And this can come in all different shapes, forms, and sizes, whether it's a different NFT project, whether it's from different YouTubers, influencers, Twitter influencers, you name it. Doesn't really matter, because these are more well-known projects, well-known figures, and they have the established following, relationships that could fill up these potential whitelist spots that are being given away. Or you can join some valuable communities that talk about these projects and that often partner up, such as, for example, CyberKongs, or also a different one would be Kaiju Kings. Now, my focus isn't really to actively promote or shill these type of projects. I just want to mention that they do have some insane value within them, because not only are you talking and actively discussing new and upcoming projects within active community members, but you also have some very established figures within these groups, because these are big time investors, especially in CyberKongs or JRNY Club, or within different alpha clubs within amongst YouTube influencer groups, whatever you name it, because these guys are solely focused on NFTs. A lot of them bring a lot of experience, have a lot of money within the market, and are spending predominantly their most waking hours, focusing on finding the next best mints, the next best drops, flipping them, etc. Really actively discussing within these groups what's the best way to make money within this market, actively helping each other. And also the voice chats are extremely valuable, where you can build some incredible relationships and practically build your own sort of super team discussing and finding out new projects. Because keep in mind, your hours are only limited to 24 hours a day, and with a bigger team, you can really hammer out and do more research for more projects. It really depends on the group, but it can really be helpful and beneficial for your NFT journey. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about a no-brainer, and in this case, we're talking about influencers. And this comes to no surprise that influencers with a bigger reach within the NFT space, or whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, doesn't really matter. If they're talking about NFTs or have a huge following in general, this is going to be fantastic marketing for them if they actually talk about this particular project. Now, whether this comes at a paid promotion fee or they just get the whitelist spots in general, it tends to be super profitable for influencers if they manage to get their hands on juicy whitelist spots for projects such as Hatebeast or the different ones that we have mentioned. And you can see different projects doing whitelist giveaway spots and talking about the projects in general on their Twitter or YouTube, such as example Ryan D Crypto, also a pretty big name within YouTube and also Twitter space, talking about NFTs. Now this is his project, granted, but also different influencers on Twitter such as Function, etc., or NFTverse on YouTube. Because if you think about it, their followers are super niche down, condensed followers that are super passionate and interested investors finding the next big project to invest into, and these are incredibly valuable for each individual project. And therefore, they can bring a lot more sales and traction for these given NFT projects. And obviously, these are huge benefits for being an influencer, but you don't necessarily have to be in front of the camera like I am. You can just simply build up your Twitter by being entirely anonymous and just creating some upfront value on Twitter. It will take time to build up a follower count, but over time, if you consistently deliver value and are consistently uploading and posting on your preferred social media platform, it can be Twitter like here, or it can be alternatively even TikTok by creating simple screen recording videos, explaining it right here, as we can see with NFT Utopia, 240,000 followers, making some pretty good views right here. Insane views actually sometimes. And this is an insane credibility and great marketing opportunities for the actual NFT projects if you can come forward with a great, passionate, niched down following. So you don't have to be a YouTuber. You can be completely anonymous. You just have to put in the work and build up a valuable community. So this pretty much wraps up the top ways how you can get on practically every single whitelist. Let me know in the comment section down below if I missed any single opportunity and what you guys think about this condensed list. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this value-packed video. If you guys want me to do more of these type of longer form videos where we cover each individual aspect within the NFT space, how you can make the most money out of it, definitely show some love on this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow with another video. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.